Alright guys, it's cold. And that's not where it should be. Still haven't had time to get that thing done. And the truck's in here. So I think there's still some air in there. Let's our little water bottle ain't froze yet, so we're doing okay. Won't take long. It's bubbling up. So there is a crack right here. This rim has re-cracked. Even. It's hard to see, but it's actually kind of seeping out this whole edge right here. It's right down the edge of the solder line, weld line, whatever you want to call it. So it's taken a while. Funny thing is, there was a guy commenting on the video about soldering this thing or brazing this thing weeks back, maybe a month ago at most. And it seems like you speak about it and it comes into existence that it was doing fine and now it cracked. It's just the way it goes, I guess. But for right now, I'm probably going to be done with this. I am probably going to put on a spare set of rims I have sitting around. Tires aren't in great shape, but I think they'll get me by for a little while. That doesn't look good right there. I tell you what, this truck just came back from the transmission shop for a transmission leak after the reman was put in. I don't like the look of that. Let's get a light, check that out. Alright, let's give her a little test here with the old rag. I think that is brown. I think that is going to be engine oil. Yep, I would say that is engine oil from the smell of it and the look of it. This truck has always had an oil leak at the back, although I don't recall it being that large. But we'll cross one bridge at a time. Let's see if we can get the thing to roll first. Well, the heat went down. Not good. I'm not a big fan of working when it's cold. Never have been. I was always sort of waiting for this tire to go flat because it's got a big piece of metal in it there. It looks like a hole or something in it right there. I think it's got another piece of metal in it too. Yeah, it's had some stuff happen to it right there. Maybe not poked all the way through. But yep, I'm pretty sure it's a piece of metal right there in between that little tread. This tire's had a rough life, and yet it never ever leaked. And this one over here, we just can't keep this rim from leaking. Heck, it looks like leaking in a couple places. All right, guys, got all 4 tires on. We do have a little bit of an axle leak coming out of the bottom back side of this thing. It's just the slightest bit wet, but let's check and see if we got oil in the diff. That's sort of, I can deal with a little leak. Well, we got some oil in here. It looks freshly wet. I'm thinking the answer is yes. Yep, right there at the level, so we're good to go for right now. Yeah, see, plenty in there. Tighten her up. Keep running it for a little while. Alright, so we're at almost 50 degrees. Again, that's shoulder level, about 5 foot off the ground. The walls are 12 foot. The ceiling's probably 15. You can sort of see the shape of the roof there, so it's definitely warmer above. It takes this heater about an hour of hard running to get this place pretty comfortable, and it is. It's starting to get pretty comfortable in here. The floor's still cold. Nice little fire going. I kind of leave. This one doesn't have an air blower to force air in. It's just got a draft box. So if you have it fully closed like that, it doesn't draft real great. You open it a little bit, it really runs hot and hard. And now's about the time when it starts warming up, I'm comfortable, I kick that closed. Slow her down a little bit. So I got the truck done. We are pretty well good to go now, I think, for a little while. All 4 tires had exactly 40 pounds of air in them from the previous owner. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these. Those tires were bald. These tires actually had good tread on them. All 3 of them had good tread. This one front was the least amount of tread of all of them. The backs had good tread and the leaking one had good tread. But obviously it's no good, so we'll have to figure something else out. This truck was a COVID truck. It was planned to be temporary. I've got more work and effort into it. Excuse me. I've got more work and effort into it than I wanted. Not sure I want to mess with that seal and the axle. The oil pressure sensor doesn't work. It needs fixed. So far I put a new gauge cluster in it and a reman transmission. And other than that, I pretty well just drove it. But we'll have to think on this one to see whether we keep this truck around or whether we start searching for another one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Alright guys, not my preferred method of work, but I'm out here in the yard. I want to get this tire to the tire shop in the morning. This is an 1 5/8 socket. See if it'll take some of the lug nuts off, or at least loosen them up. Here goes nothing. Nothing on that one. Not gonna happen.